How you doing, everybody? It's your health and fitness specialist, Kelly Brown. And today's question is it better to work out for aesthetics or work out for strength? Okay, so what I'm going to do is go over the pros and cons of each one of them, probably mix them all in together, but let you make the decision and say what it is that you should do, okay? Now, I do want to say one thing. I'm coming from a biased perspective because I like to say that I just have show muscles, okay? My muscles, I don't know how strong I am. I don't know what I can bench press. I don't know what I can deadlift. I don't know what I can squat. I have no idea. And I never have. I've never kept track of that stuff. When I first started working out, I worked out because I wanted to look good in my clothes. I wanted to look more athletic. I wanted to look more like what I would consider a man. I wanted to look more attractive to women. I wanted for my clients when I was training to walk in the building and line me up against all the other trainers and say, I want to work with him because he looks the best. And I'm trying to look the best that I can look, and I know he probably can get me there. Why would I want to train with somebody who doesn't look like a trainer? Now, my thing is, this is all shallow because I could have, at the time, essentially not even have known what I was doing, but just happened to look good because, I just was naturally gifted. It helped me to learn that there were different sides and different ways to actually get in shape, and it kind of just narrowed down to what is it that you want from your body. Do you want to have an aesthetically pleasing look? Do you want to say, hey, I got stronger? Or are you just trying to get your joint stronger in certain areas? Or are you just trying to say, hey, I could bench press 400 pounds so you can compare numbers with your friends? If you're serious about these type of things, you should look into what your ultimate goal is and start trying to do things that align you with that particular goal. The one thing that I did that kind of messed me up is that when I first started off, I was just hopping around from CrossFit to strength to powerlifting to bodybuilding to basketball type stuff and just athletic, all cross training type thing. I was just doing everything until I found my one way that I wanted to do it. But hopefully, if you're watching this video, you've narrowed it down to two things, which is just strong, strength and looking like something. And so, but here's the downside. Most of the time when you see somebody who's like a strong man, not a strong man, but a power lifter or somebody who just lifts for strength, they normally don't have the most pleasing aesthetics. Okay, they're normally like you got muscle or you're strong under that body fat. And what ends up happening is that they're doing one thing. They're just trying to get strength. And what you can do with strength is sometimes I haven't figured it out all the way, the accurate science behind it, but I do know that when you're bigger and you hold more weight on you, those calories can actually be used for certain strength if you've been working out for a while, and so if you're just eating and eating and eating and you're growing, you're getting stronger, those muscles are going to grow too, but you're also adding in fat that you're taking inside. You're eating more fatty foods, you're eating more calories. They're not always going to be good calories, and since you're not trying to lose weight and burn those calories off, but instead trying to use those calories for energy, you may not have a six-pack at the end of the day. You may have just a one-pack, but you're going to be strong, so you'll get to your goals. And so you'll see a lot of guys who are just strong, but they're not really aesthetic. But then, you may see people who are bodybuilders and they look real strong, but they're not as strong as somebody who's, just lifts for strength. But you got your bodybuilder or somebody who's trying to be aesthetically pleasing and they do the cardio, they're eating clean, they're lifting for a look, not necessarily lifting for a number. Okay, so when you're first starting off though, keep this in mind. You have to work out for just strength at that point. You can't start off coming in there talking about I want to do bodybuilding. That's not how it works, because you're not going to be able to perform the certain exercises that's going to take you to that hypertrophy unless you're strong enough from practicing technique, practicing form, practicing presses and doing things like that, like basic movements like bench pressing and squatting and deadlifting, shoulder pressing. All of those things have a place in getting you to your goal, but starting off, you're going to need them. There's no question about it, because you're not going to be able to come in there and say, okay, I want to start curling 40s and you just a little thing. You need to start off with the 10s and the 20s and the 30s, and then you move your way up to the 40s, move your way up to the 50s and the 60s and stuff like that, if you're even curling for that matter. Or a better example is you want to start bench pressing, you want to, get strong on your chest, you got to start off with the lighter weight, move your way up. And then once you got to the point where you can kind of plateau, you can either say, you know what, let me start trying to get even stronger, or you can say, okay, I can stay right here, let me just start trying to tailor the muscle more. And then you go into more of a bodybuilding style thing. What do I think is the best? I prefer the bodybuilding style. I prefer to look like you work out, and still work out, but go for a look so that you can look better in your clothes, so that you can, have the idea in your mind that you want to go for. I don't knock lifting for strength, but it's just never been my style. I just feel like, I don't necessarily, I'd like you to be able to see my measurements. I don't want to be able to walk up on you and be like, hey, guess what I lifted last week? I lifted X, Y, and Z. To me, that doesn't matter. I want you to know that I work out, not be like, well, is he fat, but he's strong too, but what's that mean? You know what I mean? That's not the look I was going for. But there are definitely people who are out there who go for that look. So the choice is yours. Now, there are guys who do both. There are, fitness influencers who you and I both have seen before online, who are interested in, or look like bodybuilders, but are just as strong as your top powerlifters, which is fine. Can you have aesthetics and, be super strong? And the answer to that is yes. You may end up having to juggle the type of workouts you do, or balance and say one day you're doing a strength day, one day you're doing just a straight bodybuilding type style day, or whatever the case is. But I think you can have both. Long story short, just understand that when you start working out, it's probably best to choose which one you want to go for. That way you can start performing all the exercises and dieting just right and doing everything that needs to be done to get you to your goal. But there's no right or wrong way. As long as you're out there exercising, as long as you're doing, anything that's helping you get better as a person, then I'm all for it. And I definitely commend you for putting that work in, okay? Because a lot of people can't do it. Anyway, feel free to comment below. Tell me, what is your favorite style of working out? Are you looking for more of aesthetics, or are you looking more for just strength and power? Okay, comment below. Maybe you'll help somebody else out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.